Let's do some Minecraft. Ah! Gah! Ah! Ah! Hey YouTube, JT Vector Sigma back with another what is this that I'm doing again? Off the shelf. God. I seriously hope that the skit in the beginning of this turns out okay. As if it doesn't, whatever. I am a little bit tired right now, a little bit frazzled. I have more energy because I just reacted to the Captain America Civil War trailer that is freaking amazing! But I'm coming down from it. Maybe you might have guessed it, I don't know, but this week we are here to discuss the novelization of the movie Alien. Great movie. Sci-fi classic. Though, like most sci-fi classics, it was hated at the beginning. But it did give us a lot of, classic horror tropes with, picking people off one by one or not hiding the creature for most of the film. But, subsequent viewings, the opening is kind of slow, but it's still a very good film. It has just enough science and the science fiction that actually makes sense. So, I like it. And then we get to this novelization. Yeah. Last week I did Man of Steel. That was a good novelization. It made the film better. This is crap. I mean, it's decently written. It's an okay novelization, I guess. Lets you know what happens. But description-wise, it's crap because it doesn't match up with the film, number one, which is, whenever you're working with a novelization, they're working with an earlier draft of the script than what gets put out on screen. But at the same time, okay, wait until after the movie is out and finished before publishing, go back and edit it to make the descriptions a little bit more accurate, maybe? Isn't that something they can do? I would figure that they could do that because, maybe I'm just not that familiar with publishers, but I would think that a publisher would at least withhold publishing the movie or the novelization until after the movie is out, right? Right? Whatever. In any case, this novel, like I said, is decently written. Features the same cast of characters, same premise, but with the exception of their description of Ash the robot, sorry for anyone who didn't know he was a robot, but fuck it, it was 1970s when this came out. With the exception of the description of Ash the robot, everything else is inaccurate to the way the movie described it and not as scary. On top of that, not as disgustingly phallic, rapey of your mind. When I don't remember quite where I read it because it wasn't on the Wikipedia page, but the creators of Alien specifically designed the movie and the things in the movie to make you leave the theater feeling as if your mind had just been raped. That's literally what they tried to do. And I think on some level they succeeded with that. I didn't feel particularly violated by watching it, but maybe that's because I'm a 21st century kid with 21st century expectations, and the monster and all the effects looked a little bit old-fashioned and cheesy. That being said, they still look pretty darn good. Where was I going with this? I'm not editing this crap out. Not for this episode. Time-wise, I'm pretty good still. But I think, just overall, this book does not do a good job of expanding on the movie. It doesn't solve any plot-related problems. It just adds far more confusion by the way it's structured. There's no real breakup in between, like, when a scene is set in one location and then they switch over to another location, there's no real breakup in the novelization to tell you when that occurs. You actually have to figure it out for yourself. And sometimes when I'm reading through this, I read fast and I accidentally mistake a scene skip. I was like, wait, what happened? I had to go back and reread it. That's not great structuring. Different from writing, though. Good writing means that your grammar and your language and all that are correct. Good structuring means that the story flows better. Very different. And this one does flow, I think, a little bit better than the movie does, because the movie, starts out so slow. Rewatching it, I couldn't even rewatch it correctly because it was so slow. But not Man of Steel bad, though. Man of Steel, I had to force myself to rewatch it. This one was more like, it was subtly interesting, but I wasn't invested enough in rewatching it because I knew what happened to keep watching. This is a cluster F, you know that? But yes, this novelization of the movie Alien, worth skipping, actually. I said I don't review bad books, and this isn't terrible, but it's not, if you don't have to, if nobody's forcing you to read this, don't read it. Just go watch the movie. It's a good, fun gore fest of a movie. Also, the way the people die in this book it's so much more clean. The alien just snaps their necks or something. There's no tongue jaw through the forehead or whatever. So, prefer the movie over the book in this case. I do believe I forgot to give any kind of rating on Man of Steel, the novelization for that, but I rate it fairly high, 3 point something on my scale. This one barely it rates less than a 1 on my scale. I said 0 would be me being ambivalent about it. This one rates a little bit higher than that. It's not like I could care less about it, or it's not like I don't care about it at all. It's just that I care about it a lot less than I can do pretty much any other novelization on my shelf. I have several more novelizations on my shelf, and I care about all of them a lot more than this one. Basically, if the house was on fire, I would save this one of all the novelizations for last. That's how I feel about it. Definitely one of the weaker efforts by Alan Dean Foster. So I think that's good enough of a review. Go watch Alien as a movie. Freaking awesome. Sigourney Weaver. She was fairly attractive back then. And has actually gotten better with age, I think. That sounded strange even to me. But yeah, the movie, so much better. So much better. I now want to check my books to see if I actually kept Alien Resurrection or not. Whatever. Gonna end this right here. You know the deal. Just subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And yeah, yeah. I am JT Vector Sigma, supremely tired with everything right now. Signing off, saying until next time, bye.